Are you ready for the next heated discussion with your riding buddies? We are giving you the ammunition. What are the best adventure bikes of 2026? You will find the answer in this video. I do not think there is any other motorcycle class where tastes differ as much as they do with adventure bikes. Some riders want an affordable, practical motorcycle for commuting, while others want to ride all the way to the North Cape or the Cape of Good Hope. Naturally, those riders have completely different expectations. And when we at 1000 PS voted for the best adventure bikes in the 1000 PS Top Awards, the editorial team reflected exactly that wide range of opinions and preferences. But in the end, the huge voting table, the enormous Google Sheet completed by all the 1000 PS editors, reveals the truth. It shows which motorcycles we would confidently recommend to our closest friends, our family members, and of course you, the 1000 PS community. We divided this video into 4 categories. We begin with affordable entry-level adventure bikes. In other categories, I almost get stomach ulcers whenever I use the word affordable because I can barely bring myself to say it. But here, the term is completely justified. This category includes breathtakingly good motorcycles for surprisingly little money. In my opinion, that makes it the best category in the entire 1000 PS Top Awards. But I do not want to give too much away. We have a new superstar at the top, a changing of the guard, and for the first time, a new brand has taken first place in the 1000 PS Top Awards. Let us get straight into it. In 10th place, in the affordable entry-level adventure bike category, we have the KTM 390 Enduro R. It is affordable and approachable, yet still ready for major adventures, ready for the TET and ready for ACT routes. It is an extremely versatile motorcycle that can handle a huge variety of tasks. In 9th place, we have a long-standing favorite. It has fallen slightly behind its larger siblings, but it is still highly regarded. It is an affordable motorcycle and an excellent choice for anyone looking for a wide range of uses, the Suzuki V-Strom 650. It is also available in the better-equipped, more touring-focused XT version. In 8th place, the KTM 390 Adventure X, the slightly more relaxed and comfortable version of the Enduro. And in 7th place, a newcomer, the BMW F 450 GS. It is at a slight disadvantage because not all of us have had the opportunity to ride it yet. In contrast, almost everyone here has already ridden the motorcycle that finished first. I believe the BMW F 450G could climb much higher over the next few years. It is a major achievement from BMW and a genuinely good motorcycle. But it still needs to prove itself. It does not receive the same advanced praise that some other BMW models have received because we are naturally skeptical, especially when the competition may have completely changed the balance of power in this category. The rivals are simply unbelievably strong. But we have high expectations for the BMW F 450 GS, and the riders who have already tested it extensively and taken it on serious adventures gave it strong scores. This is a broad and competitive field. Next comes the Honda NX 500, a versatile motorcycle that is particularly popular for everyday riding, commuting to work or university, and handling daily errands. The Honda NX 500 is very highly rated for that kind of use. The Suzuki DRZ 4S is also extremely popular. It is a tough, typically Japanese single-cylinder motorcycle with a wide range of abilities. Of course, this category also includes twin-cylinder motorcycles, and that repeatedly causes fundamental debates. Some people believe that affordable adventure bikes should not have twin-cylinder engines at all, because for them, the cheaper, lighter, more agile single-cylinder machine is the ultimate choice. And then in 4th place, we have a motorcycle that approaches the job in a completely different way. It has a smooth and pleasant twin-cylinder engine, along with an unusual rear wheel size that causes plenty of debate. Strangely enough, those discussions tend to disappear once you are actually in the saddle. It is an enjoyable motorcycle that feels lively and cheerful in everyday riding, works well on gravel, and quickly makes you stop worrying about whether the rear wheel is 17 or 18 inches. You simply enjoy riding it. In 3rd place, we have a very likable motorcycle that several members of the editorial team genuinely enjoy and strongly support. The Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. It has built up a real fan base here at 1000 PS. But the competition is extremely tough, and one example is the KTM 390 Adventure R in 2nd place. It is versatile, very light, approachable, and extremely practical. But everything is overshadowed by a new superstar in this class. A new superstar in the adventure bike world. A motorcycle that is exceptionally good, very well made, reliable, robust, tough, and capable of far more than most people expect. We are talking about the CF Moto 450 MT. It is affordable, yet good enough to use in rally events. I rode one during the Croatian Enduro raid for several hundred kilometers through extremely punishing Croatian terrain. Not necessarily brutal in terms of technical difficulty, but brutal because of the impacts, vibrations, dust, and constant punishment the motorcycle had to absorb. The build quality was flawless. It held up perfectly and was an enormous amount of fun. That is exactly what an affordable adventure bike should be. Comfortable enough for long distances, yet light and manageable enough to take off-road. It is a fantastic motorcycle. And it has to be said that Royal Enfield and CF Moto are forcing the Japanese and European manufacturers, the established brands, to offer more attractive prices. Insiders keep saying that a BMW, a KTM, or even a Suzuki would be more expensive if CF Moto and Royal Enfield did not exist. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure you buy just enough of them to keep these brands acting as a price regulator in the market. Although the CF Moto 450 MT is no longer an insider tip and certainly does not need our praise. As far as I know, it is selling incredibly well and is almost impossible to get hold of. A fantastic changing of the guard. The question is whether that trend continues in the next category. We are about to find out because, in my opinion, the middleweight adventure bike class has the strongest field of all. I find it harder to use the word middleweight here than anywhere else. But we have to call the category something. These are motorcycles with roughly 100 horsepower that still cost a small fortune. At the top, the leading brand has not really changed, but one major player has introduced a new machine that has shaken up the rankings. We also have a motorcycle that has steadily worked its way further up the list over the past few years. Let us begin with 10th place, the CF Moto 1000 MTX. It is the clear value for money winner. Around 10,000 euros gets you an adventure bike equipped like something that could easily cost 15,000 euros. It is incredible. The only explanation is that the company is currently trying to secure market share with both dealers and customers. So anyone looking to buy a new adventure bike in this performance class should take a very close look. The CF Moto 1000 MTX is the absolute value champion. In 9th place, one of my personal favorites, a motorcycle on which I have spent dozens of wonderful hours, the Suzuki V-Strom 800DE. I rode it for 2,000 kilometers across the United States through Wyoming, Utah, and Montana. It was an incredible experience. The bike was extremely robust and incredibly enjoyable. I gave it very high scores. But the field is broad, the competition is strong, and the tastes within the 1000 PS editorial team are very different. In 8th place, the Ducati Multistrada Phi 2S. Last year, it was still in 1st place. That shows just how quickly things can change. The competition has pushed it further down the ranking. But do not worry, Ducati fans. There is another Ducati much higher up on the list. In 7th place, the Yamaha Tenere 700. There are now several different versions of the Tenere 700, and here we have grouped the standard model together with the rally version. It also appears in another category, namely the more off-road focused adventure bikes, which we will cover later. But the Tenere is under pressure. It used to be the superstar of this class, but it now faces incredibly strong competition. Yamaha has to be careful not to dilute its reputation as an affordable, approachable, and cool adventure bike too much. Otherwise, it may continue losing ground in the rankings. In 6th place, the KTM 890 Adventure R. There is also the incredibly well-equipped rally version, which costs almost as much as a factory race bike, but is essentially one as well. It probably has the best suspension ever fitted to a motorcycle in this class, 902. Anyone who can afford it and who has the riding ability to make full use of it will probably find the best suspension package in the category on the rally. But even the standard version is equipped with an incredibly tough and robust chassis. In 5th place, we have a motorcycle whose character has changed completely compared with its predecessor, the BMW F 900 GS. However, it is also a motorcycle where the options you choose when ordering can have a massive influence on its character and overall quality. Specifically, the Enduro Pro package. It raises the price considerably, but it also transforms the bike into a much better motorcycle. So you need to be careful here. In its basic configuration, the BMW F 900 GS is relatively affordable, but not particularly exciting. With the high-quality Enduro Pro package, it becomes a genuinely fantastic motorcycle, good enough to finish ahead of the KTM 890 Adventure R. Next comes the Honda CRF 1100L Africa Twin, a motorcycle that is extremely highly regarded here. Our editor-in-chief even owns one privately. In terms of quality, it is beyond criticism. It is robust, dependable, and also available with DCT. From our perspective, Honda's system is still the best solution for an automatic motorcycle transmission. In third place, we have a bike I personally rode from San Diego to Las Vegas, almost entirely off-road, the Husqvarna Norden 901. It was a wonderful trip. The motorcycle was robust, practical, and equipped with a great chassis and an excellent engine. It can take a lot of punishment. I covered several thousand kilometers on it, so naturally I gave it strong scores. It also has a distinctive design and works brilliantly, both as an adventure bike and as an everyday motorcycle. In second place, we have a motorcycle that surprised me because it is still something of an outsider. You do not see it very often, and its front-end styling divides opinion. But once you ride it, it is incredibly capable and impressively strong, especially off-road. It has a low weight, excellent off-road ability, and a cool engine that loves to rev. We are talking about the Aprilia Touareg 660 Rally. This is a motorcycle that climbs a little higher in the rankings every year, simply because we keep taking it on longer journeys and gathering more experience with it. And those experiences have been positive across the board. With a certain amount of advanced praise but also complete enthusiasm from everyone who has ridden it, a new motorcycle has made an outstanding debut in first place, the new Ducati Desert X. It is a breathtaking machine. Expensive, yes, but equipped with incredibly high-quality components. Calling it a middleweight is obviously a form of financial blasphemy. But in terms of performance and engine capacity, this is the category where it belongs. It is also a more compact alternative to the Multistrada, even though it has a completely different design and positioning. We placed it in the middleweight category, and I hope you can forgive us for that. Its price gives it a slightly unfair advantage, although several other motorcycles here are not exactly bargains either. Overall, it is the motorcycle that took our hearts by storm. It rides exceptionally well, and that is why the Ducati Desert X takes first place in the middleweight adventure bike category. I barely have time to breathe, and your ears are probably already bleeding, but we are carrying on. In this ranking of the best adventure bikes, we still have two fascinating subcategories to cover. Let us take a look at the premium adventure bike class, where you find the most expensive, best equipped, and most powerful motorcycles. I would estimate that under every video we have published about this class over the past few years, there have been at least 10 comments asking, who needs this? Too expensive, too heavy, too powerful. And yes, that is true. Nevertheless, these motorcycles sell incredibly well and remain hugely popular. Somehow, the comments never seem to match the sales figures. Everyone says adventure bikes should weigh less than 200 kilograms and cost under 10,000 euros. But what people actually buy are huge 30,000 euro machines with more than 160 horsepower. There has been a changing of the guard within the top three, although some familiar names remain. I also have to say that several very established leaders have been pushed out of their long-held positions. There are definitely manufacturers that will have to make a serious effort to regain lost ground. But you will soon see exactly what I mean. In 10th place, the MV Agusta Enduro Veloce. It is a fun and engaging motorcycle with a distinctive character and a very sporty nature. It enriches the segment enormously. I think the riders who own one absolutely love it. It does not stand for extreme off-road ability, and to be honest, it is probably too beautiful for that anyway. But on the road, it is completely convincing. The same applies to the Triumph Tiger 1200 GT Pro, including the Explorer version. The Tiger 1200 GT Pro offers an extremely broad range of uses, thanks to the different versions available, the configuration options, and the extensive range of accessories. It is very practical, even though it has never built the same kind of passionate fan base as the Tiger 900. In 8th place, we have the charismatic Moto Guzzi Stelvio S, a motorcycle that has won over several members of our editorial team. It also has extremely loyal fans who always fly the flag for it in the comments. In 7th place, which may surprise many people, we have a motorcycle that is steadily building its fan base, including here within the editorial team. The Harley-Davidson Pan America 1250 Special, including the limited version. It impresses with very neutral, harmonious handling and smooth, linear power delivery. It delivers its power in a smooth, linear way. It is fast, approachable, comfortable, and simply a good motorcycle. It has never won any of our comparison tests, but it is more than good enough to make Harley-Davidson fans extremely happy. It repeatedly earns plenty of respect from riders of other brands as well. The Harley-Davidson Pan America takes 7th place. In 6th place, we have one of those motorcycles that always attracts comments such as far too much, far too powerful, far too big, nobody needs it. That may be true. Nobody actually needs a 1390 adventure bike. but the KTM 1390 Super Adventure R is a genuine enduro because it is robust and brutal enough to tackle extremely demanding off-road routes. The TET or ACT are no problem for the 1390 Super Adventure R, and it is not quite as intimidating as the photos and videos might suggest, but you can ride it extremely hard and fast. Riders who enjoy sporty motorcycles and are chasing an adrenaline rush often choose KTM's adventure models. In fifth place, the Triumph Tiger 1200 Rally Pro, which we rate more highly than the GT Pro. In fourth place, the Honda CRF 1100L Africa Twin Adventure Sports. This is the fully equipped touring version, the larger and more travel-focused Africa Twin, and it has found several fans within our editorial team. In third place, and I have to say only in third, we have the motorcycle that dominated the adventure bike category for years and remains the bestseller. The BMW R 1300 GS with the standard GS and adventure grouped together. Even though we combined two highly prestigious models, it still did not collect enough votes to take first place. Third is still a very respectable result. The competition is simply extremely strong, and there are some outstanding motorcycles ahead of it. It is still the bestseller, meaning the best-selling adventure bike on the market. But the competition has become stronger. BMW also has plenty of alternatives within its own range. There is the new R12G/S, the more purist option, and the smaller GS models, which continue to improve. This year, almost everyone was talking about either the R12G/S or the F450GS, so the R1300GS has slipped slightly into the background. But third place is still complaining at a very high level. It remains an excellent result. In second place, we have another surprise. This motorcycle arrived at a time when KTM was dominated by negative headlines. Then suddenly this machine was delivered to the 1000 PS courtyard, the KTM 1390 Super Adventure S. It has an incredibly good front end, extremely precise steering, a magnificent engine, and excellent throttle response. In my opinion, it offers the best combination of engine performance, stability, and precision. It is an exceptionally well-developed motorcycle. I genuinely thought it might storm into first place, and it came very close. But there is one motorcycle that does everything the KTM does, just slightly better. It is even more expensive, but it is simply unbelievably good. There is no shame in losing to it. The best adventure bike on the market, in my opinion, and according to the rest of the editorial team, is the Ducati Multistrada Phi 4S, grouped together with the Rally. It offers the best front-end feel and outstanding balance, whether you are carrying luggage or not, riding solo or with a passenger. It holds a line beautifully. During the 1000 PS best time event, I set incredibly strong lap times on it. This is an adventure bike that can easily keep up with super sports, touring bikes, and naked bikes. In my opinion, it is not only the most versatile adventure bike, but also the fastest. In terms of character, the KTM comes very close. But when you compare them directly from the saddle, I still find myself reaching for the Ducati key in the end. I have to be honest about that. It is a very close battle. If we included price in the ranking, the KTM would probably move even closer to the top. But as it stands, this is another deserved victory for an exceptionally good touring motorcycle. And I'm sure some of you will agree in the comments that the Multistrada Phi 4S, especially for the 2026 model year, has become a truly outstanding package. Thank you for staying with us for this long. Now we come to the category that some of you probably consider the only one containing real enduros. Everything up to this point was just decoration and motorcycles for dentists. Now we come to the bikes that, in the eyes of the critics, are genuine enduros, because we are looking at adventure bikes purely from an off-road perspective. These are our recommendations if you want to take your adventure bike into the dirt. These are our favorites when we personally head out onto gravel roads and off-road routes around this region. We have many riders in the editorial team who enjoy riding off-road and who regularly take adventure bikes into the dirt. So there is a lot of experience here. You can genuinely trust us on this one. These 10 motorcycles are enormous fun off-road. In 10th place, the Cove 450 Rally, a motorcycle that has continued climbing over the past few years. Not only up steep slopes, but also up our rankings. In 9th place, the Husqvarna Norden 901 Expedition. In 8th place, the Aprilia Touareg 660. And in 7th place, the Suzuki V-Strom 800DE. Some of you may be surprised because the V-Strom name sounds like a practical touring bike. But that only applies to the standard version. The DE is a fully capable adventure bike that can be ridden hard in serious terrain and handles the punishment with ease. The BMW F900 GS in 6th place and the KTM 890 Adventure R in 5th place may look very different at first. But when the F900GS is equipped with the Enduro Pro suspension, it can also be pushed extremely hard off-road. Even so, the KTM's suspension can absorb slightly harder impacts and still offers a little more reserve. In fourth place, we have a motorcycle whose suspension is not quite in the same league as the KTM 890 Adventure R, but it is still tough and capable enough to perform brilliantly off-road. It is also extremely highly rated here. The CF Moto 450 MT. Naturally, its performance is limited. Riding to the TET in Slovenia on the motorway, especially with luggage, can be a little more demanding. It does not offer the same power as the other motorcycles here. But off-road, it does a fantastic job and remains one of our favorites. It easily keeps up with motorcycles costing more than twice as much, and that is the truly remarkable thing about the CF Moto 450 MT. In third place, the Ducati Desert X, the superstar of this entire category, completely redesigned for 2026 and also extremely capable off-road. That should not come as a surprise considering the exclusive and expensive components. In second place, we have the long-standing benchmark, a motorcycle that has been near the top for years, but there has been a change. The Yamaha Tenere 700, with the Rally and Standard versions grouped together, now takes second place. The Aprilia Touareg 660 Rally collected more votes from the editorial team and had already shown its potential in another category. Every year, the Aprilia has been gathering points like a squirrel collecting nuts. Every time someone from the editorial team rides the Touareg, they return with a huge grin and give it a better score in the next vote. This motorcycle has completely convinced us and has built up a real fan base. 2233. Anyone who still associates Aprilia only with road bikes like the Tuono and RS660 should give the Touareg a chance. It is a fascinating motorcycle. Take a closer look at it. For serious off-road use, it is a breathtakingly capable machine, and from our perspective, it fully deserves first place. Yamaha Tenere fans are welcome to share their opinions in the comments below. Your feedback adds value to the video and naturally influences us to a certain extent as well. When we read and analyze your comments, you can help guide the way we fill out our ballots next year. This video contains the condensed knowledge of the entire 1000 PS editorial team. And now we come to the hard enduros. This is a difficult category because it attracts some real fundamentalists. There are two-stroke fans, four-stroke fans, supporters of smaller engines, supporters of larger engines, and then there are riders who argue about linkage suspension versus no linkage at all. 2330. And of course, you also need to choose the right color. That makes things a little complicated. From Martighofen, you essentially have three brands offering very similar motorcycles, but with slightly different equipment and configuration options. So for these awards, we always try to organize everything into categories that make practical sense. But in the end, when it comes to hard enduros, the two strokes dominate the podium. Even though people often argue beforehand that they are unnecessary and that modern four-strokes are already so good, the two-strokes still come out on top. Let us begin with 10th place, the KTM 450EX CF. This is probably the motorcycle that deserves the title of all-rounder more than any other. It can handle a TET trip without a problem. If you are willing to put it through those long distances and adapt it slightly with accessories and luggage solutions, it can be an excellent TET motorcycle. 2428. At the same time, it can also tackle the most difficult hard enduro stages. In 9th place, the Beta R RX Pro 300 two-stroke. Its outright performance is not quite on the same level as the KTM's, but its chassis is a little more balanced, more approachable, and less physically demanding. The vibration level can be slightly uncomfortable, but Beta has made significant progress over the past few years. You now see far more red motorcycles in the paddock than before, and that is not only because of Gasgas. Beta is also becoming increasingly popular. In 8th place, the Starkvarg EX, the most serious electric machine in this category. Naturally, it does not have the range required for riding the TET unless you bring a caravan with a petrol generator. But it is a motorcycle that allows you to tackle extremely demanding enduro sections without years of intensive training. You have to adapt to the different balance between throttle, brakes, and the lack of a clutch. But the advantage is incredibly precise torque control, combined with a high-quality chassis and excellent brake modulation. That means you can learn relatively quickly how to overcome genuinely difficult obstacles on this motorcycle. It is naturally ideal for riders who have access to off-road terrain near their home, but whose plans are usually ruined by noise restrictions. With this bike, they can enjoy serious, adrenaline-filled, and physically demanding motorsport without annoying the neighbors. You only need to be careful because electric motorcycles produce an unbelievable amount of torque. And if you are riding on your own property, they can do serious damage to the grass. I know that from personal experience. So do not dismiss it as an electric toy. This is a serious competition machine that sends a huge amount of torque to the rear wheel. In 7th place, the Husqvarna FE 350. In 6th place, its orange equivalent, the KTM 350E XCF. And in 5th place, the GasGas EC 350F. For many of us, these 350s represent the perfect middle ground and are among our favorite 4-stroke Enduros. But now we come to the 2-strokes. They are extremely highly rated by most of us, and one motorcycle in particular is often recommended to riders looking for something approachable, lightweight, less aggressive, and with a seat height that is slightly easier to manage. 2701. We are talking about the Beta X Trainer 300. Among hard enduros, this is the motorcycle we most frequently recommend to a broader range of riders. That does not mean it is a mainstream bike. It simply focuses on what riders genuinely need out on the trail. The motorcycles ranked above it offer levels of performance and capability that only a very small number of riders can fully exploit. The Beta, by contrast, delivers a practical concept that makes you think, this is exactly what I need. It has also become extremely successful in the paddock, and in 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place, we have the Matikoven Trio, all in their 300cc versions. Naturally, whether you prefer 200, 250, or 300cc is partly a matter of taste. But at the end of the day, the 300 is the strongest overall recommendation. With a 300, such as the GasGas EC 300 in 3rd place, you get effortless low-end torque combined with excellent throttle response. For most of us, it is probably the best choice as a universal enduro. Naturally, it can still be physically demanding, and fuel consumption can be less convenient than on a 450 or a 254-stroke. But overall, thanks to the low weight, agile handling, and that fascinating torque delivery that can be controlled so precisely, these are simply the best hard enduros. You can also see that repeatedly in the results of the toughest hard enduro races in the world. In 2nd place, the KTM 300 EXC, and in 1st place for 2026, the Husqvarna TE 300 Pro. Several members of our team also ride one privately and have had extremely positive experiences. Despite all the challenges surrounding KTM, these hard enduros have never really been criticized for their actual performance. The pricing is another matter, because they have become fairly expensive over the past few years. But in terms of capability and real-world performance, they remain beyond doubt and have always been extremely highly rated. I am also pleased that 2-stroke development is continuing and that manufacturers keep improving these motorcycles through many small refinements. For us, the Husqvarna TE 300 Pro takes 1st place among the hard enduros with its fascinating and brutal 300cc 2-stroke engine built for the most difficult enduro terrain in the world. Now it is over to you. We have included a wide variety of enduros and tried to organize them into the most sensible categories possible. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you, goodbye, and see you next time on 1000 PS TV.